Brazilian President Lula da Silva recently published an op-ed in the New York Times titled, "This Hemisphere Belongs to All of Us." It criticizes U.S. military actions in Venezuela and frames the relationship in the Western Hemisphere as a collective matter for all nations, not domination by a single power. Lula calls the U.S. bombing of Venezuela and the capture of President Nicolas Maduro lamentable and says that unilateral force erodes international law and stability. This hemisphere belongs to all of us. It's a cute line and a catchy headline, and historically retarded. The Western Hemisphere already does belong to all of us, so long as you don't confuse sovereignty with impunity or cooperation with moral equivalence, all should be fine. What Lula is really objecting to isn't domination, it's consequences. Venezuela isn't some misunderstood democracy crushed by Yankee arrogance. It's a hollowed-out petrostate run by a criminal regime that jailed opponents, stole elections, and exported instability across the region. Calling pressure on that regime or the capture of Maduro imperialism is rhetorical laundering. Lula also pretends the United States is uniquely guilty of meddling, as if Russia, China, Iran, and other nations haven't been working on their own interests in the region. And transnational cartels have used the fact that borders have eroded as a basis to make the area their own playground. Apparently, the influence of those types of forces counts as multipolar cooperation, while American involvement, even diplomatic or economic, is somehow sinister by definition. This hemisphere belongs to all of us. Guess it sounds noble. In practice, Lula, it probably belongs to everyone, except to him, not the people who built the greatest achievements in the Americas. Our message to Lula is this: our neighborhood has a block captain, and it's the United States of America. What Lula is not calling for is true collectivism. He just wants to be as available as possible to be able to sell out to the Chinese. And you described actually exactly how it happens, as I'm familiar with in my last job in the United States Congress. Now, do you think that maybe Lula writes this essay because he thinks he might be next after Maduro?
Lula does not have the brain power or the wit to write anything. He's illiterate. So the clowns surrounding him that wrote this op-ed, they are saying, oh, no. United States don't meddle with the issues in the South America and Central America. Let's be clear here. When Brazil got independent from Portugal in 1822, the United States was the first country in the world to recognize Brazilian independence. And it's been a partner, the first partner of Brazil all over centuries.
Yeah,
Nothing changes now. When the United States used the moral doctrine to not allow the Portugal to take back Brazil or Argentina or Chile, it was convenient for them. But now the United States wants to get rid of the narco-traffics and drug dealers and the socialists. Now it's no good. United States have to respect our sovereignty.
Yeah.
Very convenient, right?
No, totally.